The average person spends over 90% of their life indoors. So the quality of our indoor environment in many ways determines our overall health.
In this video, we're gonna go over basic, more affordable than you think ways to keep your indoor environment as healthy as possible.
10 hacks to a healthier home. Indoor air quality.
Number one is, of course, windows that can open up and allow fresh air in. Skylights that can open up as well. Ventilation system, kind of the lungs of the house. It basically takes stale air from a couple locations in the house, and it's continually dumping fresh air in my office, in the bedroom, in the living room, 24/7. I run a medical education channel where I interview different experts and do a lot of research on ways that we can optimize our health. I work from home, I'm gonna be living here, so we're gonna add a lot of upgrades to make this an optimal indoor environment. Here in Ashland, Oregon, we talk about, the 4 traditional seasons, and then we also have smoke season often, where we have smoky air that's not safe to breathe, that's toxic for sometimes more than a month at a time. So with a new build like this, we really wanted to try to create an indoor environment that's safe. We have a combination of these mini splits that don't bring in outside air, and they can just be on recirculation mode to either heat or cool the house. But then we also have this energy recovery ventilator. It has an option where you can hit recirculate only, and it just recirculates the indoor air through a MERV 13 filter. That's a high enough quality, that's dense enough to effectively filter out smoke. Other strategies is just having some good portable HEPA air cleaners or air purifiers and run those in the home. I don't know if it was no VOC or extremely low VOC paint. A couple different certifications out there for different products, from paint to furniture to fabrics, and there's some different certifications. Green Guard's one of them, and they do independent testing on products, and so that was something that was important to me. The couch, for example, has fabric that's Green Guard Gold certified. A little bit of peace of mind knowing that it's not going to emit a bunch of volatile organic compounds. 4 air changes per hour was our target here, and that's really the threshold to where you kind of get optimal cognition, mental performance if you're working at home, and also just avoiding kind of that sleepy feeling. We all know that feeling that you have in a meeting or something where all the windows and the doors are closed and you just kind of start to nod off. So getting good air changes per hour helps counteract that.
Vaulted ceilings and skylights.
So Kyle, talk about the ceiling height and how that affects your day-to-day mood and your overall health.
I mean, if this space feels really good, and I credit Derek for a good design, adding the skylights is an expense, but if it's within your budget, I highly recommend it. Everyone I've had over to check this house out can't believe that it's only about 800 square feet.
Natural materials.
We are using a water-based product that's also low VOC for our real hardwood flooring. And we're using real wood, stone countertops, slate floors, trying to use natural products that may have less VOCs than synthetic counterparts.
Soundproofing.
There's some road noise coming from the street. There's someone else living right next to me. So we did the extra expense and effort to basically soundproof the wall. Rock wool insulation that dampens sound. 2 layers of drywall with a layer of green glue in between. Some other things with the outlets and any punctures in that wall. We added some soundproofing putty to that. We were careful not to make any unnecessary punctures in the wall that didn't need to be there. And then spend a little extra money on the window to get like a triple paned window that has a better sound rating. So there's visual privacy because there's a house right on the other side of that window, but there's also good sound privacy in the sense that I can't hear what my neighbors are doing and can't hear the street noise.
Blackout curtains.
Another thing Kyle wanted in his sleeping cave was light management.
So there's some interesting studies that show that even the amount of light that comes off typical appliances can be enough to disrupt your sleep and affect how much deep sleep or REM sleep you get. So yeah, it's a nice dark place to help optimize sleep.
Optimal lighting.
Light during the day is a good thing, especially natural light helps kind of keep us awake. In the evening, once the sun sets, a variety of studies showing that overhead light can suppress melatonin release, make sleep harder both falling asleep and maintaining sleep. You can, having light below the level of your eye in the evening in the reddish spectrum, something that we were able to achieve in this house with these little toe kick lights that are below the level of your eye. We also have light here in the kitchen, not coming from overhead and potentially suppressing melatonin release.
Modern electrical.
This is Kyle's cool little gear garage. Tell us what we've got over here.
Yeah, so this is, I don't have a ton of knowledge about electrical stuff, but this is what's called a transfer switch. And the idea with this is if the power goes out to the house, grid power, I can use either an electric vehicle that's set up to do this or a generator, plug it in outside, and then run the whole house off a generator or a battery. Or if I put solar panels on the house in the future, which is part of the plan, could potentially run the house off that power.
Siding and design.
It's a small house, 800 square feet. So I really wanted to spend most of my time back towards the park, away from the street. It's a little bit of an unorthodox entry in that you walk past the back of the house, down the pathway here, get a nice view of a public park back here that will hopefully never be developed. And then the front door just ties into thing that I wanted to do with a small footprint of a house, is have a nice big deck, big outdoor space that can spend a lot of time on.
Outdoor health center.
Inexpensive hot tub, cold plunge for those into it, can be a lot of fun. And then we got the sauna and an outdoor shower. Pretty simple solution here. There was a chain link fence between my neighbor and myself, and this is a 7-foot tall roll of bamboo fencing with just zip ties to give some privacy.
Smaller footprint.
And the final hack of a healthier home just might be living in a smaller house. Tell us what you think.
Yeah, I agree. The first thing building a smaller house allowed me to do was it freed up some budget for doing things I wanted, like the sauna, a nice big deck, skylights, some other finishes that we chose became much more in budget because of a smaller footprint. I'm an aspiring minimalist. I enjoy my time at home more when things are orderly and not cluttered. For people watching this that live in a small space or, live in a van or something, that you have to really kind of pare down the stuff that you need and organize it well. So that's something that it's forced me to do. From an environmental standpoint too, it's just less materials, less resources. It's awesome working with Derek on this project. He specializes in infill development, small houses. So really cool to be able to experience that with him.
Thank you so much, Kyle, for the kind words. It's been so much fun collaborating on this project with you. And thank you for subscribing, liking, and sharing this video. It really does help.